I feel like I'm losing my mind.
ARMY. There's something you've never been told. A story unfolding behind the scenes, away from the spotlight, and involving one of BTS's most charismatic members, Kim Taehyung. Reliable sources are starting to speak out, and what they're revealing makes the relationship between Taehyung and HYBE seem far more complicated than we thought. For a long time, the public knew Taehyung as someone full of expression, full of surprises, and always managing to make his fans smile. On screen, he displayed a genuine smile, a warm gaze, and a charming personality. However, as time went on, small signs began to appear, signs that made some fans wonder, did that smile truly reflect what he was feeling inside? Some insiders in the industry say that Taehyung is starting to feel constrained by HYBE's strict rules. While artist-agency relationships are typically full of compromise, rumors suggest this is more than just a simple disagreement. There's something bigger, more personal, and deeper at stake. In recent months, Taehyung has become increasingly bold in showing a side of himself outside of BTS's shadow. He's begun sharing personal moments on social media, presenting himself as he is without the industry's filter. For some ARMY, this is a sign of maturity and freedom of expression. However, in the eyes of the agency, this move could be seen as a sign of resistance, a sign that he wants to assert full control over his life and career. The question is, does HYBE approve of all this? Or are they starting to feel threatened by the freedom Taehyung is building? Behind the scenes, there are reportedly lengthy discussions, even heated arguments, regarding the future direction of Taehyung's career. An anonymous source revealed that while communication between the two is ongoing, there is a widening gap in vision. HYBE certainly has an interest in maintaining BTS's image as intact and solid as possible. But on the other hand, Taehyung seems to be seeking a more personal, freer path, and perhaps beyond the agency's established plans. For loyal fans, this creates an emotional dilemma. They want BTS to stay together, but they also want each member to have the freedom to grow. Moreover, Taehyung isn't the type to be afraid of taking big risks. He's known for boldly making decisions that could shake up the status quo, even if it means confronting the system that raised him. Over time, this tension became more and more palpable. Taehyung's uploaded content increasingly featured personal thoughts, even on topics completely unrelated to the group's activities. For many, this wasn't just artistic freedom, it was a search for self-identity. It became increasingly clear that he didn't want to be just a product of the industry, but rather an artist in complete control of his work. So, how did HYBE react? As the agency that shaped BTS from its inception to its global peak, they certainly couldn't let one of their stars go it alone without considering the repercussions. Every step Taehyung took had major consequences, not just for himself, but also for the group, the brand, and even the K-pop market itself. In reality, Taehyung wielded tremendous influence, not only because of his captivating visuals or his talent on stage, but also because of his authentic personality. He was an inspiration to millions of people around the world. That's why every decision he makes will always be scrutinized, discussed, and perhaps debated. On the other hand, ARMY remains the main force supporting Taehyung. They are always ready to support their idol, even when the steps taken by their idol may be contrary to the direction the agency wants. They understand that behind the glittering stage, there are real people with dreams, anxieties, and struggles. However, there's undeniable anxiety lurking in the hearts of fans. Is this the beginning of a breakup? Or is it simply a transitional phase toward a balance between personal freedom and loyalty to the group? Whatever the answer, this situation reflects a major shift in the K-pop world. A generation of artists like Taehyung are increasingly demanding space to determine their own paths. They want to be recognized as human beings with voices and visions, not mere icons managed from behind office desks. Taehyung's actions now symbolize resistance to the industry's old pattern, that an artist has the final say over their future. And amidst all this, he sends a powerful message. Honesty and freedom may be far more valuable than success confined within boundaries. What will happen next? Will HYBE allow room for compromise, or maintain complete control? And most importantly, Will this be a major turning point in BTS's history? One thing is clear, Taehyung's journey is far from over. And each step he takes now marks a new chapter that the world will continue to follow. However, if we look deeper, the story of Taehyung and HYBE is more than just a typical artist-agency relationship. It's a true glimpse into how the K-pop industry works, full of glamour on the surface, but hidden behind the scenes in calculations and tensions. Many fans may only see the end result. Taehyung's consistently stunning performances, his soothing smile, and his captivating aura. But behind the scenes, there are thoughtful steps, conversations never revealed to the public, and difficult decisions likely being debated in closed-door meeting rooms. On several occasions, Taehyung's movements seem more relaxed, like a bird trying to escape a gilded cage. He began sharing more personal pieces of his life on social media, revealing a side of himself that didn't always align with BTS's official image. For some ARMY, this was a proud moment, seeing their idol become more honest, more human, and more free. However, for the agency, this move could be a warning sign. Will this freedom disrupt the harmony they've built over the years? Sources close to the entertainment industry even whispered that discussions about Taehyung's career direction have become quite heated within HYBE. Some believe that HYBE wants to keep Taehyung within BTS's larger path, while Taehyung is developing his own personal vision that doesn't completely align. These differences aren't just about schedules or projects. They touch on the very core of who Taehyung is as an artist. And this is where the invisible battle unfolds, between control and freedom, between group image and individual identity, between business stability and artistic exploration. This battle isn't always overt. There's no official statement revealing everything, but its traces can be seen in changes in Taehyung's attitude, content choices, and even how he responds to the public. Over time, fans began to realize that what they were witnessing could be a turning point, not just for Taehyung, but for the entire K-pop industry. If Taehyung took the bold step of prioritizing his personal freedom, it could spark a new trend where major artists began to step out of the shadow of their agencies and carve their own paths. And HYBE, as one of the largest agencies in the world, certainly realized that this decision would set a precedent that would be hard to ignore. For Taehyung, the path ahead may be fraught with risks. He knows that every choice will affect not only himself, but also BTS, ARMY, and even the balance of the industry. But beneath that, there's a belief that happiness and integrity as an artist are worth fighting for, even if it means going against the grain. This story is still unfolding, and each day seems to bring a new, more exciting chapter. Many are wondering, are we on the verge of a major announcement? Will Taehyung walk alone? Or are he and HYBE preparing a surprise that will change the landscape of the Korean music industry? One thing is for sure, K-pop news will continue to monitor every development, because this story is not just another news story. It is a real-life drama involving one of the world's brightest stars.